hobby, now his purpose.
Adam Brown and Jeremy's sides have seen a lot in their time diving and searching for missing people.
This pair does this on their own time and they don't do it for money.
Let's just get in the water, let's go for a dive, see what's down there.
And now he can say, I am the one who is finding answers for families desperate to heal.
We're doing the job right. I think it's a really good thing that we're all doing.
All right, here's what we got going on today. I have this thought. Now, if you guys don't already know, in other videos, Wrecked and Recovered and stuff like that, we remove cars from lakes and rivers. And part of that is floating them with gigantic airbags. Now, Adam and myself, we have been airing up these airbags with scuba tanks and hoses from the boat, which works, it's great, but the tanks, filling them up and then using them to fill up the bags and stuff, I don't know, it bugs me because essentially it's just wasting a tank that we could have used for us to dive in, right? Now, fast forward to just a few days ago, we got our hands on a portable 12-volt air compressor used to air up tires. I partnered up with inflate, and inflate creates this air pump that I used, and I simply am in love with this thing. Now, I don't usually get hooked on products unless they're really good, but this thing is really darn good, and we're gonna put it to the test today because I've already used it on the wrecker, aired up all the tires, it worked great. So now I'm wondering if we can use this air pump for other things like airing up our airbags. Now, our airbags are huge. Now I got them laid out right here. Now we have ourselves two huge airbags and they come from Subsalve. Subsalve sent us these bags a while ago and they've come in handy. We floated countless cars. We've never had a problem with these things at all. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna set up the pump. We're gonna plug the pump into both of these. They have quick disconnects right there. And we're gonna see how long it takes to air these things up. First thing we got to do is gather up everything. So I'm going to go up to the truck. I'm going to get the inflate air pump out and we're going to hook everything up. It takes 12-volt battery hookup. It's got quick disconnects on it. So what I'm going to do also is I'm going to use the 12-volt hookup on the wrecker. I'm going to show you guys all this here in a minute, but that's what I'm going to do right now. So let's get it going. I had to buy a couple of extra things because the air pump didn't come with it. So I had to get myself a essentially just a splitter so I can run two hoses off of the air compressor, and I got to take these female connectors off and replace them with male connectors because everything is backwards when you're hooking up air pumps. It's just how they're made. I guess it's so like they don't drain out air, you know what I mean, because you need the female connector on the air pumps. So that's why it's set up that way. So the inflate comes with its own hose kit. This thing is set up, it has like 6 lines coming off of this thing, and that's for the dually, so you can do 6 tires at the same time. We're not going to use the their hoses today. We're just going to use the pump, and I got 2 hoses of my own that we're going to be using. So let me grab this thing up here. Nice little case too, right? Oh. Now let's go down here and get the wrecker set up. Wrecker's pretty cool because it has this connect on the side where you can hook up the battery cables, so you don't even have to like find the battery and put battery connector cables on it. Pretty neat. I'm gonna put this right here. Let me go move the wrecker really quick. We found this out the hard way. When we got this wrecker out of Texas, we thought this was a great idea. You know, like, oh man, check this out. We could hook people up and help them out and stuff. Well, Adam was here and he needed to jump on his truck, right? Well, you would think common sense, red positive, black negative. Well, no, we hooked this up to Adam's truck and it immediately didn't work. These are backwards for some reason. We haven't messed with it yet. But right out the gate, we almost fried his entire truck because we hooked these up backwards. We put positive on positive, negative on negative, but it's backwards. So black is positive, red, negative. If anybody uses our truck, you're forewarned, you're gonna fry something if you hook this up the way you think it's supposed to go. But I don't think anybody's gonna be using our truck without us knowing, so we'll be doing the jumping. All right, pretty cut and dry. We're gonna get the pump out. I already got the T-fitting all fixed up. I'm gonna hook up the hoses to the pump. I'm gonna plug the pump into the jumper cables, turn it on, and then we're gonna see how long it takes to air these things up. I have no idea, so we're gonna time it together and we'll see how long it takes. Here. Man, look how pretty it is. It's really heavy, So that means it's good, right? You know, stuff that's light usually breaks easy. This thing is heavy. It's locked in. We got our jumper cables. Hook those up to the jumper cables. There's that latch. Take this end. Okay. That was hooked up, everything's hooked up. Let's hook these up. Positive on negative. That makes perfect sense, right? Okay. Now we gotta do is turn it on and see what happens. All right, I got my timer zeroed out. I'm gonna press start the second I turn that on. Okay, here we go. See? Just so you have proof, it's counting. Let's see how long it takes. Now these bags are huge, 8,000 pounds of lift per bag. So only 2 bags floats vehicles. We floated full-size trucks with these, we floated vans, and obviously we floated giant muscle cars too. They work great. There'll be a link in the description if you guys are curious about them. This pump pumps 10 CFM, which essentially is, it pumps like 10 pounds per square inch or something like that. I have no idea. Look it up. I couldn't explain it to you. But Pancake compressor over there does like 6 CFM. 10. That's not bad. So let's see what happens. All right, looks like we're about halfway there, and we're looking at about 8.5 minutes. Looks like one of them's filling up faster than the other one, but I got like an old crap hose versus my good hose. So there's more airflow through that one than this little thing. So that's probably what's going on here. But all in all, I mean, coming up on 9 minutes, that's not bad. I'm gonna call it. So I paused it. These things are full. I don't want to keep going. They do have purge valves on them, you know, for like overinflation, they'll go off, but man, they're not going off, and it's getting pretty tight, and I would hate to blow one of these things up. But that took 23 minutes 10 seconds. That does sound like a long time to be sitting around on a boat waiting for a car to float, but think about it this way. One of my hoses wasn't that big. That way the other bag took a little bit longer to air up. And when you're floating a car with these bags, they don't have to be aired up like to the max like these are right now. So that car probably would have floated, I would give it 15 minutes, the car would have floated. So that's not very long for a little air compressor to be on the boat. I think we need to try this real world situation. The next car that we float, we're gonna use this baby out in the field, and we're gonna see if it does the job. I am so impressed with this thing. I made this video just to showcase their air compressor, and I'm not obligated to. I've already fulfilled my obligations on advertising for them when they give us a sponsorship, you know what I mean? I'm already done with that, but I love this thing so much. It's so durable and amazing. I definitely want to get the word out that you guys should go visit their website. There'll be a link in the description down below. This thing's top of the line. Every so often you'll get your hands on something that is literally top of the line, and that's why I wanted to show you guys this product. And I'm using it in situations that it wasn't even intended to be used for. It's supposed to be used to air up tires on your cars and trucks and boat trailers, not salvage bags. So one more reason to get one of these. Also go check out SubSalve, because they have amazing float bags of all shapes and sizes, and they last. We have floated many cars with these things, and they just keep going. So by all means, go check all of them out. They're all amazing companies, and they will not leave you hanging. Other than that, 15 minutes car floats with an air compressor, pretty darn cool. Glad you guys joined me on this little experiment. Next step, we're back out on the rivers and we're floating cars, because as you can tell, the weather is starting to cooperate. Other than that, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you on that next video. Woo!